let's just cut to the chase on this one, shall we? Now, we are this close to the release of Spider Man No Way Home. Hell, it was just announced today that we are getting this special event trailer screening thing, and I'm just like, okay, that's all well and good. Now, with all this speculation going on as to, and obviously so, that, oh, is Tobey Maguire in it? Is Andrew Garfield in it? Oh, we can only hope so, right? Honestly, at this point, I do not give a damn. I mean, don't get me wrong here, okay? I am looking forward to this film well enough. I am not the biggest Spider Man MCU fan. I mean, I felt like they're not terrible, they're not great. They just are. I mean, it's Spider Man. If you screw that up, then you're a moron. I just feel like they're mostly missing some of the heart that the Raimi films had. That's just me. All right. But I do feel like they have actually gotten some of the better villains in the MCU. Michael Keaton's Vulture and Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, I would argue, are two of the better villains out of the entirety of the MCU. I just feel like they actually did do a very good job with those characters. I felt like they were very interestingly written. So I can give it that. With this film, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Fine. Okay, I don't expect it to be a shit show. It could be. I mean, but more than likely, I expect it to be a decent film. Now, with that said, I do expect to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this film. That's not me hyping myself up. That's not me trying to, like, not temper my expectations. Be like, I'm not sitting here like some fanboy. Be like, oh my gosh, oh they're totally gonna be in this movie. No, all right. I've just come to that natural conclusion because that's just what people do, especially fans, geeks, nerds, whatever term you want to use. Because let me break that down for you just a little bit as to how this actually works. When it comes to fans are going to naturally start unfolding in their head, especially established franchises, especially now in this day and age where we've had the internet. We've seen it all by now. We've seen it all. There's not really a whole lot you can surprise us with. When we start to see titles, when we start to see posters, when we start to see images, when we start to see trailers, our brains naturally start unfolding what is coming in these films. All right, that's just the way it is. Especially if you see a full-length trailer, your brain just starts naturally like flashing through all those possibilities. Okay, whether you want to try to speculate, whether you want to try to break the trailers down, shot by shot by shot, it doesn't matter because you pick up those images and, like I said, we've been there where we just naturally start to unfold. It's like Doctor Strange in Infinity War where he's seen all the different possibilities, all the different outcomes, especially for established franchises and hype, and just like I said, what we've seen, like all that stuff comes into consideration. We just start naturally going into these certain ideas of what could happen and more than like what should happen. In this instance, it's like, okay, it's the third in the trilogy. It's the MCU. You've already we've already seen the big game here. We've seen the end game. Okay, that happened. We've had Into the Spider-Verse, that animated film from a few years back where we got all these different little Spider-Man. That was all well and good, right? We have all these, like I said, they just flat told us, be like, oh, guess what? Green Goblin's coming back. Doc Ock is coming back. Electro's coming back. Oh, Sandman's coming back and Lizard's coming back. That's all well and good from all these different universes and this and that. Okay, we're featuring Doctor Strange. It's a multiverse. So why in the hell wouldn't we think that they are actually going to bother to put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this film? Because the big question is, why wouldn't you do that? You mean to tell me that these guys would be that stupid to miss this opportunity? Hell, they might be that stupid, but you mean to sit there and tell me that, oh, it's your fault as a fan if you're just speculating on this, you're hyping yourself up, and you're going to be so disappointed when they're not in the film. Why shouldn't they be in the film? Because like I said, I've already kind of gone through that possibility in my head. I would think like, wait, are they doing this? I've already seen all these fake teaser images, and like with the whole Campia thing of like I said, whatever that deal is with him, that's his deal. It ain't mine. I mean, so honestly, I don't really care. Like I said, those fake or not fake, my brain has already come to those conclusions in my head of what that would be. I'm like, in the images themselves, it's not like they spoiled anything specific. I mean, hell, we're still sitting here arguing as to whether or not those were real, or it's like, who cares? My brain has already I've seen that image. Okay, my brain thought it up ages ago. So you're gonna sit there and tell me that, oh, that was just a spoiler? I'd be like, I'm not spoiled at this point. There's nothing to be spoiled. The only mere thing that's going on in my head as to whether or not the possibility, I'm talking about the odds that this could happen. And the odds are in favor in my head, sitting there saying that they will likely be in the film. If they're not, am I going to be disappointed? It's like, sure. So yeah, I would be a little bit disappointed, but I would also just be thinking, why the fuck wouldn't you do that when you've already set yourself up for a grand slam, and you're going to sit there and tell me you're not going to sit there and take the shot when you have? Why wouldn't you do that as a studio at this point anyway? It doesn't even matter what. And when it comes to these types of things too, I'm really sick and tired of these little bullshit articles and these little interviews of like, oh, so of these annoying interviewers sitting there and be like, oh, so are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? And the actors have to sit there and just play along with that dumb shit and sitting there being like, no, I'm not in the film. Like, please don't think that. Be like, if they are in the film, why the hell would they say that? We already know that if they are, they're under contract. They're not going to say it flat out unless the studios wanted us to know that, unless they release a trailer or whatever. They're not going to say anything. So those little snippets never, ever, ever matter. And I'm so sick of people hinging on those damn things, because what the hell else are they supposed to do? And even if they aren't in it, they would do that anyway just to fuck with people. It doesn't matter. I'm just like, so why do we hinge on that? But like, that's just my point of view on it. I mean, I'm not trying you can say I'm probably just talking out of my ass, or you just may think differently about it. But hey, I'm just sitting here telling you how I see it. I'm just like, well, so you're gonna give me the appetizer, hell of an appetizer. It's like, oh, that was good stuff right there. You're gonna give me the dinner, be like, oh, just a big, beautiful, juicy steak, and you're going to put all this effort into this, and you're not going to give me the dessert, and you're just going to be like, oh, dessert? Be like, oh, fuck you don't get dessert. It's like, why wouldn't you do that at this point in time? It would be utterly pointless to not do it. So whether they're in the film or not, we can speculate all day, but I've just come to the conclusion that they are, and if they're not, then they should have been. Like, why wouldn't you? Because, I mean, it's going to make money anyway. But you've set yourself up for failure, because you know that fans were already going to do this, especially when you start bringing in fucking Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, and it's like you're going to sit there and not think the idea that fans would hype themselves up that Tobey Maguire is coming back as Spider-Man. And again, why wouldn't you do that? That means you would get just that much more money. And if we saw even, like, let's just say they are in the movie, and the spoiler images were real, and we knew that. You're going to sit there and tell me that a fan is going to see that and be like, oh, well, you've spoiled the movie. I might as well just not see what I would really, really like to see, is that all these three live-action Spider-Man together on screen. Oh, fuck no. They would see it anyway, because obviously, yeah, that's badass. Why wouldn't I want to see that on the big screen and all that stuff going down? Why wouldn't I want to see that? Whether they're in it for 5 minutes or 50 minutes. Just come on, man. Why are you playing with me on this? It's just, that's just the way it is, I guess. But I'll just end it right there. I am Iron Raiden, and I am out.